So good evening, everyone. I hope you are hearing me well. So now I will try to present the position of JEF France during this presidency, but also more generally the position that France is having on this topic for the presidency. So you must have heard about it, but since January 1st, France holds the presidency of the Council of the EU. So this presidency allows the member states in charge to partly dictate the agenda and to chair the debate. And France has put forward three main priorities for its presidency. So first, and this one will interest us a lot, which is a more sovereign Europe. And then we have a new European model for growth, which is a Europe that combines economic development and climate issues. And then the third priority is human Europe. So the objective of France is to focus on the rule of law, but in its preparation document, and this is really interesting for us, the French government also mentioned in this chapter to listen to the citizens in the framework of the conference on the future of Europe. So it is really important during this presidency to advocate through, for example, the platform of the COFO, because France and the French government will really listen and try to listen to this proposition. And as the young Europeans, France has prepared the strategy to accompany this presidency and to take advantage of the fact that the European issues will come out in the public debate thanks to this presidency in France. First of all, we will act as facilitators by continuing our Europe by Youth program and by setting up new actions to raise awareness about European issues and European rights among a wider public. And JEF France will also carry their advocacy throughout this presidency during the different meetings they may have and in the public debate through social media, for example. And we will also be very vigilant to ensure that this presidency is not centered on French issues and that every European citizen can have his or her say by reinforcing the events with a European dimension. And Emmanuel Macron has made this presidency, let's say, a very political one, with the objective of the upcoming presidential election. France has therefore recently added border management and asylum policy to its priorities for its presidency, notably because of the events at the border with Belarus, but also because of the debate in France, which focuses on the themes of immigration and security. So France's position for its presidency is therefore not really to reform asylum policy, to make it fairer and offer greater protection for asylum seekers, but, and this is how it is phrased in the objective, is to protect the European Union's border. And France wants to strengthen the resources of the Frontex agency and also to reinforce control. And France is taking the advantage of the consensus that exists today because it's really easier for current politicians and especially EU politicians to think about how to strengthen the borders than to work on a common asylum policy that is viable for the member states and for asylum seekers. And so during this presidency, our work as young European France will be first and foremost to defend the proposal for a common asylum policy, but above all in the short term to deconstruct and respond to the Europhobic rhetoric and false information that will be convened during the presidential campaign, especially regarding migration policy. And if you are really interested in the position of JEF France on the subject, we have adopted a resolution concerning this topic, which is available in French, on our website, and you can also endorse our proposition on the platform of the COFO, which we also have on this topic.